Alright. So, I have the title listed as Alaskan Exploration, and that's what we will be doing, but I do have one thing left to do on Michigan, so let's get that out of the way. This is kind of where we left off in the last stream, I believe, trying to do this objective. So, just to give a quick summary, first off, I want to mark the quest. So this is the very last quest of the main line. I have most of it done. We just have one bit left, the oil rig drill. I already have the drill on the truck. It's this big thing here. I don't think it will be too bad to deliver it. So I did the metal beam delivery. I do find it interesting. I guess I even said to myself this was something that I wanted them to change. Was the metal beams used to be called metal planks, and I was like, I bet you that's a bad translation thing. But they did eventually fix it to metal beams, which makes a little bit more sense in English. So yeah, I delivered that. It turned out that the trailer that I looked at the... I'll show you the location of that in a bit if I remember. But that one trailer that we looked at, and I was like, well, I don't know if there's one or two on there. Well, I went ahead and set a truck over there just to scout it out, and there was 2 beams on there. Now, it was a pain in the ass because there was a lot of mud that I had to pull that trailer out of, so it was slow going. I might have had an easier time. One thing I kind of like when I was discussing at the end of that stream, one thing I didn't really think about, probably the easier way to do that quest, is just go over to, what is the name of that map? It's something river. We don't. So, the trailer I got was over here, and then I just pulled it down here. Now, that's not a long distance, but it took a long time because of all the mud. But, like, you can't just get metal from Black River. Just go into the town. If you have a truck with a normal bed and then have a smaller trailer in tow, you can take both metal beams and then just bring them in. So that's probably the easier way to do it, but I did it the other way because I already started moving that trailer anyway, even though it was probably more hassle than it was worth. But sometimes that's kind of this game, is just an exploration of what's the most efficient way to do the job. I think we'll be okay doing this quest with this truck. This truck's one of my favorite trucks. It's been very capable. And although this is a big heavy thing we're hauling, it has the power to haul it, and I have no real doubts it will do it. So I think we'll be fine. I guess I could summarize some other things that I've done. So there were a few quests that I still had to do that I wrapped up. A couple of them over on Drummond Island were kind of frustrating experiences. But that was partly because I was trying out some new trucks. So I bought the Freightliner, and although it is a capable off-road truck, it's very short, and it's got a very narrow wheelbase, and I raised the suspension because I had that bit. And I wanted to try out what it was like upgraded. Well, turns out it's very flip-prone, and that's all it did, was flip over a lot. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna get a better... Oh, you know, I don't think I have the extended winch on this guy. A little bit of an oversight. Hopefully this thing doesn't flip. If it does, we have... That looks like it's really close to flipping. I'm gonna try and grab something over on our... I think that's just gonna try and pull us over, so we don't flip, because I'd really like to not do that. This is probably going to be one of the harder bits. The rest is just going to be trying to get this longer trailer. This would be a lot easier if I had the extended winch. You know what, give me a second. I have my headphones turned up. I have a thing I do with my friends where we watch a movie together. And oftentimes I have to turn up my headphones for that. We watched, this was yesterday, we watched Tank Girl. Not a good movie. it had been a long time since I'd seen it, and I remember it being okay last time I saw it, but I don't know. I guess I just had different tolerances. But yeah, it was actually kind of painful to watch. But if you're not familiar with Tank Girl came out in '95. It's based off of a comic of the same name. Yeah, and it's just not good. I don't know how else to put that. There's a lot of things wrong with it. And I remembered that it was not a good movie, but I thought it would be like a fun movie to kind of just like, you know, poke fun at it with like friends. And it turned out to not really fit the bill in my opinion. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm sure there's people that really like that movie, and that just, you know, is what it is. I know it does have somewhat of a cult following. Now, I don't know if that's because they like the movie or if they're fans of the comic, the original comic. Not really sure exactly the background of people that would have cult following for that movie, but I guess you can get people liking, you know, there's a cult following for just about anything, I guess. But I know there's movies I like that I'm sure most people would think are not very good, so that is what it is. I was doing a little bit of research about the movie last night after we watched it. Some of the stuff I already knew, but it kind of had like a troubled development and stuff. Interestingly enough, the original creators of the comic actually were the writers for the movie, I believe. But I think they came back with not a very positive experience with the whole making of the movie. I guess a lot of the things that they tried to write in were denied. I think the claim that was made by them and the director was there was a lot of meddling on the production side of things. But yeah, that's a he said, she said kind of situation, and it's hard to say, but alright, so far so good. I mean, this is not really, it's pretty straightforward path. It's just this one bit, we're kind of going a little longer path, but this is the easier path to go, and I would not want to bring this big trailer any other way. But yeah, I'm really a big movie guy. I probably will talk about it from time to time on streams. I've watched a lot of films. I don't watch very many modern films, though. Just really, I just am not in tune with what a lot of Hollywood does nowadays. I am interested in a movie, though. I saw a trailer for it. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it was called The Green Knight. I've only seen one trailer, which oftentimes is a good sign. When you see a lot of advertising for a movie, that's usually because the studio knows it's bad. So they dump a lot of money into marketing, hoping to fool you into watching it. But yeah, I only saw one ad for this movie. From what I gathered, it is set in Arthurian legend, which I really like that setting. One of my favorite movies of all time, Excalibur, is, well, obviously a movie about that. So I always kind of have high hopes when there's a movie that is on that subject matter. All right, let's just take an evaluation of how we're doing. But if I remember correctly, it's the story of one of the... So, like, a lot of the movies that cover that subject, they usually focus on, you know, King Arthur, obviously, and then maybe the interaction between Guinevere and Lancelot and all that stuff. This movie is focused on... I can't remember which knight it is, and somebody that's a little bit more familiar with Arthurian legend probably already knows which knight it is based off the fact it's called the Green Knight. I wouldn't say one of the lesser knights, because if I remember correctly, it's the knight that actually finds the Grail. I always forget which knight that is. Galahad, Gawain, I don't remember. It's been a while since I've looked into a lot of the Arthurian legend stuff, so... Of course, that's one of the things where the details are kind of... Gawain? Okay, thank you for that clarification. I'm a little worried that it might be a little too focused on drama. I'm not that big of a fan of drama in film or in other things. I don't like that. It's okay. I mean, there are movies that are drama that I do like, but it's usually not my favorite genre. So it might be a little too focused on drama. It also might be a little too artsy-fartsy. Like, I'm not sure if this is a film that's trying to aim for, like, Oscar awards or something like that. I really hope it's not. I think it comes out either in late May. I think yeah. Oh, May 29th, if I remember correctly. I was trying to make a mental note to myself when it came out. So I'll probably, I don't know if I'll see it on opening day, but I'll probably watch that. I'm a little excited for that, but we'll see. I would have to think about the last movie I saw in theaters. I know I saw Ex Machina in the theaters, but I think I've seen movies in between then in the theaters, but... I kind of like that. My first viewing, I really liked it. I watched it again later, and one of the people I watched it with really didn't like it, and then I saw some of their criticisms, so it did like dampen like a little bit of how much I liked it, but I still kind of like it. But I saw what their viewpoint was, and it was valid stuff, so... Yeah, it looks like we got here fairly easily. I'm definitely more of a science fiction guy, though, if like I were to say the genre that usually appeals to me. I actually have a very specific genre, and I don't really know how else to categorize it. Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you for that clarification. So the original release date of The Green Knight was supposed to be May 29th, but, you know, because of things and the fact that theaters are still, you know, kind of shut down, they are going to possibly push back that day. Well, that's a little of a bummer, but, you know, that's just how things go right now. So, not the end of the world. As I said, I wasn't sure I was going to watch it on opening day anyway, so... I don't know if there are very many movies I've ever actually seen on opening day. The only one I know of for a fact... There we go. The only one I know that I've watched for a fact on opening day was... Attack of the Clones. I watched that on opening day. Alright, nice work. The engineers are making a few adjustments to the rig, but we should be up and running in no time. I'm not saying that I liked that movie, but that was a movie that I watched on opening day. But that's because I went as like a group, so ordinarily I probably would not have watched it on opening day. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with Michigan now. I have a bunch of trucks that I've left here. Oh, one other thing. So I tried out that Freightliner. I really didn't like it. It's too flip prone. Maybe if you didn't raise up the suspension, it'd be better. But I did buy the Pacific P12, and that worked out really well. I only used it somewhat limitedly. I put a crane on it, and I think for that application, it's going to be really good. So this might be our future, like the heavy crane. It might be our future truck that really predominantly does that. But it worked out really well, and it can have mud tires. It's kind of a long truck, so it does have some issues getting around, but it seemed to do the job pretty well. And then let's go ahead and switch over to Alaska. I did buy one other truck, but I've only done, again, limited stuff with it. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So this is the DIKZ 5368. It's a Russian truck. So I brought it over to Alaska because I don't believe it can take. I don't believe it can take mud tires, if I remember correctly. But it worked out okay, so I have chains on it. And it's, again, it's a small truck, but the one thing it has an advantage over the Freightliner is it can actually have a bed. The Freightliner had a similar sized bed, but it could only take a few things. I used it to have that smaller loading crane, but it was, I kind of felt like this would maybe be flip prone, but it seemed to be fairly capable here in Alaska when I used it. But, nah, I don't know. But in any case, let's get to the exploration. Oh, you know what? I wanted to bring over a truck. Whoops. We want to go to Smithville Dam. We're going to bring over the International Lodestar. This is a fantastic scout vehicle. Not small by any means, but it's very capable. So let's go ahead and take it. And I want to get some more time on it. I also have the Hummer over in that area, so we'll see. Okay, so we want to put it into storage. I'm probably going to need to modify the tires, but that's okay. We'll do that as we get over there. I only have one garage unlocked. I don't know if there are any other garages. Garage is not discovered, so there is one in White Valley, but not in Mountain River or Pedro Bay. Do I have a truck over there? I should have the Hummer over there. I don't think I have a truck over in Pedro Bay. So there might be a truck to pick up in Pedro Bay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this International Lodestar. So I think the only thing I really need to do is, well, first we need to grab it. Change the tires. I turned down my headphones. Okay. So the thing that's kind of cool about this is it actually used bigger truck engines. Now, it doesn't use, like, necessarily the most powerful ones, but this is kind of your... These two engines are kind of your standard, I would say, medium-sized to smaller-sized trucks. There's a lot of the American trucks that use these engines, so it's really interesting to see that in what's classified as a Scout. I haven't really done anything with the gearbox. I think this thing does really well with just a normal balanced one. I think off-road would slow it down too much, as it's already not the fastest. High range, maybe, if you want a little bit more speed in it. I did raise up the suspension because it allows you to have bigger tires. Currently, we have off-road tires on here. This is kind of interesting, though, because the off-road tires actually have excellent mud performance, which is unusual. But I think we're going to switch over to chains. Now, we will hurt ourselves a little bit in mud performance by doing that. But we will gain in ice. And I don't want to slide around too much. So I'm going to go ahead and buy those. Then we're going to sell the off-road ones. We can always buy them back. It's not a big deal. I do have the Advanced Scout, which is going to give me more range and more power with the winch. I have not had any issues with this flipping over, but if we were worried about that, I could always buy the Autonomous Scout. But I felt like the power with this thing is probably more important. I've kind of changed my tune a little bit with the Autonomous Scout. For a while, I was like, I'm not sure if I really like it, the idea of it. But I put it on the pickup truck, the Chevy, Because that thing is really flip prone with the big tires and the jacked up suspension. And I think it really needs it. So for it, I think it's more important. This truck, I don't think it really has that much of a flip problem, so it's good. As far as the chassis, I just use the pickup chassis, which comes with fuel, repair parts, and spare tires, which gives it a lot of utility. You can do a service cab, but this is just repairs. It's quite a lot of repairs, but just repairs. And then you can do a loading crane, but I don't know. I mean, you could always do the loading crane and then carry a trailer behind, and it would work. But yeah, we don't have really any reason to do that. So we'll just do the pickup chassis. And then snorkel. Yeah, there's only one choice for this. So we're good to go on the upgrades and all that. All right, leave garage. Now the question is, where are we going to go? I'm not sure if I want to use this right away or if I want to jump over into the Hummer. It depends on where the Hummer is, because it sounds like Pedro Bay may have a truck for us. So at least I'd like to take a look at it. Maybe we jump over into the Hummer for now. I don't remember where I left it, so... Okay, so yeah, the Hummer is really close to where we need to get to Pedro Bay, because it's on this road. We just need to go down the road and go up to the north, and we'll be fine. So let's jump in there. Alright. Come on, turn on the headlights. We'll do it during the night. I don't really have a problem with that. And we can leave off-road off. So we used the Hummer initially. I used this to scout out... I think this map's called White Valley. I'm still learning the map names of Alaska. This is the map I've spent the least time on. Or the location, I should say. Spent more time in Russia, but I'm going to hold off on Russia for now until that one update that gives us the free area comes out. So, unfortunately, the road is blocked up here, so we're going to have to take this detour, but we should be fine with this. The Hummer's fairly capable. It also has the really good winch on it, so we've got extra range and power. And I found that extra range, especially in the scout vehicles, to be extremely useful, as you can get to some pretty distant winch points sometimes, just as a demonstration. I can grab this tree that's all the way out on the other side of this muddy area, which is really nice. I was actually almost expecting to be able to grab the tree up on the hill there. But yeah, the reach of these things is really good. I don't really notice the power necessarily. I'm sure it is a factor, but I've never really noticed it. Now we just need to pull up a little bit here. Once we get off this mud, we'll be fine. Yeah, that's not a bad spot. Once we actually get to Pedro Bay, if it's not morning by then, I might skip ahead. Because it's good when you don't know much about the map to be able to see a little bit more clearly. Also, it's probably better for you guys. Alright, actually, I need to check where we are. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Whoops. It's fine. We'll just reverse. I kind of wish the reverse lights were better. I understand on some of the bigger trucks that they might not really have that kind of stuff, but on this, it really should have it. And they should be better than what it looks like. Because reversing during the night is really problematic sometimes. We don't need all-wheel drive either. The one thing I will say about the Hummer that I kind of really like it is it's really fairly fuel efficient, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but considering that I have a off-road gearbox, which should make it burn fuel much more aggressively. I think this is where yeah, okay, we were pretty much right there. Makes it burn fuel much more aggressively, and usually it's quite a problem in other vehicles, but not really a problem for this thing. And if I have a locking diff where it's switchable, I tend to like the off-road gearboxes because you can use that diff lock at higher speeds. I really think the diff lock is super valuable in this game. That's one of the reasons why I like the International Lodestar, because it's always on, the diff lock. which is really, really good. All right, let's take a look at the map here. So according to the map, there is a truck here, but I guess I haven't actually seen it. Oh, okay. I haven't seen it, but I just spotted it. Now, this might be quest-oriented. We don't know if that's just going to be a drive up and get, or if it's going to be a quest. Okay. So the trick here seems... Okay, so first off, let's see where the watchtowers are. There's one there. One there. One there. One there. So it looks like we've got 4. This one, I don't think we can really drive over to until we get here. So it looks like right now our path is pretty straightforward. I don't know what to expect out of this area, so guess we'll find out. Once I get to that area, I may turn it to day, because right now it's not a problem. But it probably will be one once we get... Oh, this is quite a slanted road. Without chain tires, I think you would have a real problem with sliding off the road, or possibly even flipping, depending on the truck. What is this? Oh, it's ice. Okay. Looks like there's a quest up ahead. I don't think we need to advance right now. But I'm going to do it anyway, just so we can get a good look at this map. More exciting. So skip time, skip time. Let's look at how pretty this map is. Yeah, so you got frozen lake or pond. Uh-huh. Well, this looks scary. Okay, thankfully it's solid there. Alright, let's see what this quest is. Oh, okay, I was about to say, we may have a road out. That big rock, I think, is a good indicator of that. I will accept the quest, just so we know what it is and what we need to do. Alright, there's been an accident involving Morrison miners working in mountains. No one was hurt, but the loose rocks have blocked the road. Could you help us with clearing the rubble? So we'll accept that, but right now it's just about exploration. So this is pretty typical of most maps. Oh, is there... Why is that being marked here? I would assume this is the rock slide. I mean, yeah. Alright, well, there might be another one over here. I'm gonna head this way just to be certain of that. Also, it looks like the watchtower's over here, and if we have to go down this way anyway, why not check it out, right? I'm assuming the white box is where you drop off the supplies. The yellow box is just where you activate the quest. Maybe it's a multi-part quest? That could be true. Well, again, we'll find out. But yeah, this map may be fairly blocked off. Okay, this is another quest right up ahead. This might be a map where we really can't do anything on it for a while. Okay. Got word from one of my men about a bridge on one of the regular routes here that's been on its last legs for a while now. Can you get us a shipment of planks so we can take a crack at fixing it? Okay, again, we'll accept it. Looks like there's a way through that way. Hard to say up ahead. We're just gonna go ahead and put it on low range with the diff lock because we're probably gonna get stuck in the snow. Not what I wanted to winch to, but that's, you know, it's fine. Be somewhat of a pain in the butt if this way is blocked, because I have to go back over the snow. Also, not a lot of trees in the area. Maybe I should have done that from the back, because that's kind of pulling me in the wrong direction. Not a lot of trees. Am I in range of this telephone pole yet? Not quite. Maybe this tree won't get pulled over. Well, it's trying to get pulled over, but... There we go. Let's put it in... Maybe we can get enough momentum to just get over this little creek here. Or not. Okay. I have my headlights on? Yeah, let's turn that off. We don't need them anymore. We haven't been blocked yet. The snow doesn't seem to be that bad here. Okay, we got a sign that says something. Let's see what it says. I can't make it out just yet. Is this the map that has the garage? No, it's the other one. So it's not going to be a garage. Factory. Okay, that doesn't really help us too much. Looks like there might be a truck up ahead. No, that's a trailer. Oh, we'll take a peek. I don't know how much fuel I have. I think I have all the fuel. So we should have a decent amount of endurance with the Hummer here, but we'll see. So this is just another spot to do this. Alright. I don't know why over here, because the landslide's not over here, but whatever. Okay, so we got a trailer store, and then we've got some metal beams on a trailer. Oh, I need to turn off the diff lock. Turn off the diff lock. There we go. Okay. The trailer store. Kind of an interesting spot for one. Alright, so off to the left, I guess. This is kind of like the fun when you first come on a map you've never really driven on. It's just, which way are you supposed to go? You know, to go places. Alright, let's take a peek here. So we're trying to get to the watchtower. It looks like we have a pretty clear path that way. And then we can see what's over here. We haven't found any upgrades yet, but I haven't really necessarily been looking. It's quite possible we've already driven by one. I'll worry about that later, though. Right now, the main incentive is just get the watchtowers. Alright, let's see if we can grab one of these further up trees. There we go. Oh, yeah. That's a little bit of a dip. Good thing we're already going slow because of the snow. I'm curious how the Lodestar will do in the snow, because it does really amazing in mud. We'll have to give it a try. I'll probably send it to the other map. It depends. If this runs out of fuel, which I'm not sure it will, but if it does, we might send the Lodestar out. Okay, let's do the launch observation so we get a nice scenic view. Okay, so we got a big river on this map. Yep, and there is stuff on the other side. So this, I assume, is going to be a major problem for us. I bet you there's a way across here. I'm not sure I would want to risk it. Here's the bridge that I think they were talking about. But we can't go that way. Looks like we either have the choice of risking this here, continuing down this way to hit up that. Out of curiosity, is there more than one spot? No. Okay, so Pedro Bay only has one entrance, whereas White Valley has more than one. Okay. I'm kind of leaning towards going across this. If we fail, it just gives us a reason to go over to the Lodestar, right? Alright, let me set up our waypoints. Yeah, and there is a watchtower down here to get. I don't know why I'm doing this, because it's only really one path, but you don't know how snowed in the paths are. That's one thing that's kind of interesting about the Alaskan map, is the map is oftentimes not really something you can trust too much. I'm just going to put it into automatic here. I don't feel like we need the traction right now. This road seems like it's alright. Navigate. Alright, the road's kind of close to the river, so you need to be careful about tipping over. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that corner, because it looks like it kind of tips into the river. I kind of prefer not to do that. But then again, I didn't know there was a ditch there, so that could have been bad. And a less capable vehicle. Alright, let's see what this looks like. How viable of a crossing this is. Because we always have to keep an eye out for, like, bigger trucks. Is this something a bigger truck can do? I would say probably. This looks fairly rocky. As long as you don't go into too deep water. Which, water off to my right is questionable. We don't know. If you can't see the bottom, you don't know how deep it's going to be. I'd say that's doable, but kind of windy. But whether or not a big truck could do that crossing, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so there is definitely a trend with this road wanting to flip you. I don't think our scout car is going to be a problem, but a heavier truck with a load, I see this road as a possible problem. So I would say probably not advisable to go this way. I think once we get some of those road blockers cleared, like the bridge and other stuff, we'll be fine. It's one of those situations where you kind of have a judgment call. Do you fully explore the map, or do you, once you see one of those blockers, immediately fix it to make the rest of the exploration easy? I usually tend to aim at just do full exploration, because you have to go through some detours that are a little dicey. Well, that's what a scout vehicle is kind of meant to do. You don't want to do that with a big truck by any means, so do your exploration and then fix stuff. But either strategy, I'm sure, works out. Sometimes it can be fun going down these detour roads with the scout vehicles. Not so much a big truck, but... Alright. Yeah, this road would be a definite problem for a bigger truck. Not something I would be too excited to do, so... As long as there's no reason to do so, I don't know if I would ever do so, but... Sometimes the game likes to give you quests that make you do these things, so... I like this map so far, though. It's kind of cool. Yeah, this definitely looks like a map that's designed to throw you, because, like, look at the slopes going on this road. If you have vehicles that have a tendency to flip, this would be a real problem. Alright, now let's decide our path. Okay, so the watchtower is still down here. We could take a peek at this. I don't know how much of this is going to be uncovered with the watchtower. Probably a good... Oh, hello. We should probably take a peek at what this is. I'm going to guess it's a quest thing, but... If I notice something like that, which I'm not really looking for it, so it's possible I'll miss something. But if I notice something like that, I will go over. Yeah, it's a quest. It looks like a Hummer. So I'm going to assume no reward outside of just money. Like no, oh, off the engine. There we go. Show task. Yeah, it just looks like money. Alright. Interested in a small side gig? A hunter managed to run his truck into the swamp while chasing a moose. Alright, that's an interesting thing to do. We'd send a tow truck, but they're all out on other jobs. You interested? I will accept it. This might be something we take a look at. Give me 1 second. I gotta take care of something real quick. Alright, we're back. Yeah, let's take a look at that. So that is... Old Mac and Drowned Car. Okay, so that's taking it into areas we have not explored. I could pull it out just to do it. That honestly doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to get out, so... I'm gonna just worry about the exploration stuff. Give me one more second. Need to pour some tea here. My cup has runneth empty. All right, we're good to go. Let's turn off the, I didn't really, I think we turned right here. I forgot what my path was supposed to be. Hold on. Before we just start going down roads that don't make any sense. We don't want to turn there, we want to turn here. There. Does look like this road doesn't go in the direction we need it to, but hey, it gets us a little closer perhaps. Get that all-wheel drive going. Now we are running low on fuel. I was just looking at the factory, see if I missed out on anything, like a trailer or something, to give me a little bit of experience. I didn't see anything, but kind of forgot to check it out, so I'll go a little longer. I don't actually remember how much fuel we have. I might only have 80 liters, which is pretty much a full tank, so we could refuel. I am noticing a trend with this where there's not a lot of trees or other things to attach to on this map. This is definitely a more advanced map in that regard. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is the same quest or one we've already activated. Let's see. Oh, it's a new objective. Hey, it's Peter from Morrison's. I'm at our warehouse right now. We're sitting in the dark here. No power throughout the entire facility. A power pole must have fallen down somewhere. You got time to check it out? All right. Okay, so if we just keep going the way we're already headed, should get to the watchtower. I hope I went the right way. Yeah, I did. I don't see it yet, but I think we'll just keep going. I may have to go off-road to get to it. It looks like there is a road attached to it, but not one attached to this road, I don't think. Oh, actually, you know what? That looks like it might be a path right there. Or not. I'm gonna guess that's the pole, huh? Oh, we drove past it. I didn't see it. I mean, it's clearly on the other side of the woods here. Is there a path through the woods? Not sure what I'm doing here. There's not a lot of things to latch onto if I get stuck. Is there a path through the woods? Looks pretty dense. I mean, it's possible. Maybe there's a way through right here. Yeah, that looks good. Let's try it. Alright, put in low range. At least I can get a few trees deep. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, I accidentally put a marker. I was looking the wrong way. Oops. Okay. Put it back into automatic. Not sure if I can reverse out or not. Let's just help ourselves by grabbing... I'm not sure what I connected to, but yeah, it will probably work. Okay, now I see a little much more of a clear path through. We went the wrong way. Alright. Oh, there's an upgrade here. Cool. I mean, I would have uncovered that because it's literally right next to where the watchtower is. Now I see the watchtower. How are we gonna do this? Because we have to thread in between trees, but there's a ditch here, and I'm a little worried about flipping if we don't take it carefully. So I think what I'm going to do is pull up and then try and squeeze in between these two trees. As long as that branch doesn't stop me, we should be golden. I might want to winch to something, though. I don't know how solid this tree is, but all it needs to do is give us a little bit of a boost. Oop, helps if you take your parking brake off. Alright, we're almost in the upgrade. You know what, this tree is just going to be in my way, so I don't mind pulling it over. Okay, turn off the engine. Turn off the engine. Alright. Get the upgrade. Raised for... I don't have that truck. The ANK Mark 38. Alright. Looks like there's a fallen tree. Oh, I gotta start my engine. Can't attach to it. Excellent. That's kind of a freebie upgrade, though, as it is right next to the watchtower. So if you didn't notice it, you're definitely going to notice it once you did get this. All right. Okay, cool. Let me see what we got. No upgrades. Very little information here. I mean, all we got out of this was a quest we didn't know about, and then obviously the warehouse. It doesn't seem like there's much at the warehouse. Outside that trailer, we haven't found much on the map. Okay. What is family treasure? What's the deal? Just deliver a trailer to this location? Okay. We don't know where the trailer is, and I don't really necessarily care right now. Alright, so we have a choice to make. We either take the road here, and that seems like it might be a pain in the ass, because it looks like it's all snowed in. Or we just go off-road and we go back on the road that way. And then I guess we have to go down this way. There's a watchtower over there, so it's not a complete waste. Alright. Yeah, I think just go back kind of the way we came. I might go in between that way instead. Alright. Try and back up here. Oh, wrong gear. Camera freaks out around the watchtower. Okay. Yeah, we'll just snake our way through here. Just because I know I'm going to need it. Go ahead and hit that winch up. See, this is why I think that the longer reach winch is just so much more valuable than the one that works on battery power. So it doesn't matter if your engine's on or not. Because it's actually questionable if I didn't have that reach, if I would have been able to get through some of this. Maybe, but it would have been not as easy. Yeah, branches are stopping me. I think we can push our way past, but... Why can't I attach to the tree that's right there? The branches may thwart me, but I think we're getting through. We wouldn't have been able to do that under our own power, because the branches slow you down a lot. I can't really see what's ahead of me. I could go into first person. That. Alright, we're stuck on a bush. We're pushing it down, though. Can I do winch points from inside? No, you can't. That's unfortunate. Well, this tree will probably fall over, but all it needs to do is give us a little bit of a push, so... I can't see it to know if it's going to fall over. I should be in range of that telephone pole now, though, so... We'll grab that. I probably was already in range of it, honestly. Alright, which way am I going? I'm going to the left. Alright, excellent. And then I just stay on this road, then go to the left. Okay. Wait, what's that? Okay, yeah. I know it's that way. That's the path that you can take if you don't want to do what I just did. Again, that road's really snowy. I don't know why you'd go down it. Because it's like a winding path. It's possible there would be like an upgrade or something there, but the watchtower would have uncovered that. So if there would have been one, watchtower would have seen it. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Oh, we're running out of fuel. Let's fuel up. So we have to take it from a couple different spots that have more than one thing of fuel. Okay. So we emptied out the fuel that was in the trunk, and now we still have a little bit on the roof. So we can keep going for a little while longer. I suspect by the time we get close to getting the last watchtower, we might be a little in a little bit of a spot as far as fuel goes, but yeah, I think the Hummers really worked very nicely for me. I quite like it. Got good power. It's fuel efficient, which again, I'm not sure how that makes a lot of sense, but it is. Because in real life, it's not, but then again though, yeah, as I said, this map has a trend towards sloped roads that are a real risk of flipping. That seems to be a general theme. I oftentimes find that the maps have a certain theme to them. That seems to be the theme of this map. Is lots of sloped roads to flip you. Which honestly is my least favorite obstacle to have to deal with, is roads with lots of slopes. That, as I said, by their design seem just to turn you over. I'm just going to go ahead and take the winching here rather than try and power through, because I don't know how much I trust this road. And I'd say of the trucks that I have, that's the real asset that I've seen with the Hummer, is that it just does not really... I'm not going to say I've never flipped it, because I definitely have, but it does not have really a tendency to do so. And the first couple Scout vehicles you get, the Scout, which I still think is a good car, by, you know, and the pickup truck, which again, those are not bad vehicles. It just, they, once you, especially with the Scout, once you get the race suspension, it's very flip prone. I actually don't use the race suspension on that vehicle, because I think you're better off not doing that. Just use the normal height and the 35-inch. You miss out on bigger tires, but I think you really benefit not having that flip risk. The pickup truck, I just keep the race suspension, but it is very flip prone with the biggest tires and the raised up suspension. Okay, so the watchtower is right here. Looks like we got some more ice to play around on, but we have to go this way to get up there, so do so. It's pretty rocky, so I think we'll be able to handle it. There we go. Turn off our engine. I will say I like that this map has a lot of frozen water. Rivers, ponds, what have you. That's something that was really lacking on the first map. And I don't know if there was any of that on the other map either, so